Good evening.
And a happy Valentine's Eve to you.
Yeah, we haven't done this in a while, so I'm kind of messing up everything, but
We're rusty.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a couple weeks, I guess.
Yeah, it's been a long time. I feel like we've been slacking, we've been
Mm-hmm.
traveling, we've been sick.
Yeah, there've been a lot of sicknesses
Jeez.
going around. I guess it's nationwide, right?
Yeah, there's people dying. It's not funny. I'm not like even mocking that. It's just like kind of crazy. Like I feel like I've been in hermit mode like for a while.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh, there's people there. I don't want to go.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's not even like a vaccine sort of thing. It's like,
No.
it's just everywhere, but...
Yeah, so it's kind of been weird.
Yeah.
I feel like we've been... Oh, your tea's ready.
It's my tea.
It's whistling at you.
Do you want to talk about sicknesses for a second while I get my tea?
Oh, absolutely. No, probably not sicknesses, but I don't know. No, so it's Valentine's Day, Valentine's night, I guess. We're not big like Valentine's Day people. We never really have been. We used to go when we were single with our friends and get teppan, like Chinese and Japanese food with our buddies. And that's kind of what we used to do for Valentine's Day before kids. And then yeah, we're not really like huge Valentine's people. Like it's a nice sentiment and everything, but you should just kind of love the one you're with all the time and not just give them a crappy card one day a year and be like, oh, hey, we love each other. Here's a card. I don't know. And then today Lent started too, which is interesting. So it's Ash Wednesday and I was like, yeah, I'm going to give up dessert for Lent. I totally failed. Like first day, halfway through the day, I was at work and I was like, yeah, it's Valentine's Day. Definitely not going to be giving that up today. So I totally blew it. And I don't even know now if I'm going to give up anything. I'm just a big old failure. No, I don't know. I was talking to Luke, our 5-year-old, and we were talking about Lent and like what it means and why people do it. And he's like, so that means like people that kill people could give up killing people. And I was like, in theory, yes, but really you should just not kill people ever.
What are you talking about?
Luke and I were talking about Lent the other day on the way to school.
Mm-hmm.
And we were talking about what it means and like how you give something up and like we were going through that thing.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, yeah. And I just said this, but he was like, yeah, so like people that kill people could give up killing people. And I was like, kind of like that. Not quite on that level, son, but it was a little crazy.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. Yeah, so it's, I mean, really big change of subject, but it's raining.
Yeah, I'm excited. I just had some tea. I feel cozy in my hoodie.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm in Portland again. It feels good.
For a couple hours at least until we have our next...
Don't take my joy from me.
No, that's fine. I can do that. I don't know.
Yeah. So, Valentine's Day. What are your thoughts on that?
Why are you fidgety?
I don't know. I feel nervous. I feel
very
like
fidgety.
I don't
Here,
know.
calm down. Do you need a blanket?
no. Do I need a blanket? I'm not a dog.
You know how
You need to like wrap me in a towel to get me to calm down.
like a weight blanket or something.
Oh, that's so much better.
Yeah. So kids are sleeping. You know, we're doing our parent thing. It's, you know, I don't know. Usually we watch Netflix. I've been trying to be healthy. I've been trying to go out to the garage and run on the treadmill for a little bit, and I've been pretty consistent on that. I didn't do it tonight though, so.
Yeah, you've been killing it. It's been pretty good.
And usually we record on the weekends if we get a chance, but weekends have just been crazy.
We set out to record one last weekend. Totally didn't happen.
And the weekend before.
Weekend before.
But weekends are just kind of crazy, and it's not happening.
We're
It's
huge
fine.
slackers.
It's fine. I don't even know if I should bring this up,
Go
but
ahead.
I will anyway.
Do it.
But Apple Podcasts recently allowed the podcast users to look at their analytics, basically like how many people are listening. And it is just us, actually.
That's awesome.
But there was like some sort of disclaimer, like if it was like just a few, like a handful, that the number would be 0 to like protect people's privacy, I guess.
Okay.
I don't know. Whatever.
Because the internet,
So,
privacy. What?
makes me feel a little bit more comfortable.
Yeah.
I guess that I truly am just kind of talking to myself.
Aren't we all though?
Yeah.
Metaphorically, really.
Yeah. But anyway.
Gio listens.
Yeah. Hi, Gio.
Hey.
Ryan listens.
Hey, Ryan.
All right.
Kelly.
It's just us, the four of us.
It's just us guys. No, Kelly and my friend Kelly in Missouri said she started listening to, and I was like, really?
Good.
Which one did you listen to? I was just really curious, but
That's good.
She couldn't
Yeah, we
remember.
probably say some pretty bogus things, or maybe I could just speak for myself and I say some bogus things. That's okay. I like to work out, and I've probably said this 1,000 times. I like to work things out real time.
Yeah.
Like I'm very rarely like in my own head. I'm like processing things by doing, like writing them down. I have a journal. I write them down. I process them like out loud on writing, talking in a blog, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And this is one of those things where I can kind of process.
Mm-hmm.
It is also a test for both of us in our marriage too, I think.
How so?
Cause there have been times when we just get really super annoyed at each other on the podcast. We're just like screw this, I'm done with marriage.
It's going to be parent versus podcast if we're not careful.
But this is a little project of ours that it's kind of unorganized. Maybe not kind of. It's super unorganized. We have no notes, no show notes. We just kind of roll with it.
And we don't really care, to be honest. We do not
Well,
care.
sometimes I do. I'm like,
I don't.
Or sometimes like during the day, I'll be, thinking about things and I think to myself, oh, that'd be really cool. I should bring that up on the podcast. And I never write it down. Yeah. For a while, I thought maybe it'd be a good idea to have like, like a note on my phone. Mm-hmm. That I share with you that we can compile. And in fact, I did do that, but it just didn't work out. So
trial and error, my friend.
That's fine.
Such is life.
No, it's fine.
Yeah. We went to Denver last week? No, weekend before last.
Yeah. Yeah, that was fun.
We had a little married people time. That was cool. Like with friends, obviously.
Anytime I go to Denver, I feel
just chilling.
I get really critical of people, and I feel bad. I feel guilty.
You become like cynical about humanity.
In my mind, I start making, I don't know, I get really judgmental, and it's bad.
But it was pretty funny though, because there was this one moment.
There's a type in Denver, and I call them the Denver Bros, and they have a really great career, probably. They dress in all outdoor wear. They probably drive a newer Jeep, like a Wrangler Rubicon with 4Runners are too good for them.
Whoa, take it easy.
Maybe 4Runner, maybe an Xterra. No, Xterras aren't really high class enough. It would be a Jeep, like a Jeep Wrangler, lifted with tires and a rack for all of their like bikes and all of their snowboards,
bro stuff that they do.
But
on the weekends.
And there's even a person that I have to stop for a second and just like pray that I don't judge them even more, is the people that aren't really doing the outdoor thing, but they're completely decked out in that outdoor stuff, like
like the guy at the brewery.
Yeah, there was some guy.
Oh man.
And I feel so bad. I don't know. I'm like, whatever. Maybe I'm just jealous of people or something.
You're just jealous.
But
good.
maybe I'm just jealous of people, or I have no idea. But
no, there's a cliche that exists in Denver, and it's there for a reason.
There's a cliche in every city, I guess. Yeah. But yeah, this dude was at the brewery, and he was decked out in Patagonia like stuff from head to toe, like not even joking.
Like he was gonna go climb a flippin' mountain.
But it was just more like he was sponsored by Patagonia. It'd be funny if I talked to him and he ended up like working for Patagonia or something. I mean,
or he was like drinking his beer and he would like insert that into conversation, be like, "This is a really good cheeseburger."
Yeah,
sponsored by Patagonia.
Yeah, but it's not even worth your time. Like I don't know, it's not worth your time even thinking about those sorts of things, I guess. But I don't know. You can think about Portland and the type.
There's
that
bros
Portland
all
has,
over. There's bros everywhere. They're just different types of bros, friend.
Yep. Yeah. I was listening to the Liturgist podcast, the most recent one. They have some new hosts, and I only listened like halfway through. But the first host they were interviewing, and this is rabbit hole. But
It's okay.
Anyway, the guy was I really like him. The Liturgists are. I really enjoyed them. Their first, when I first started listening to them, and then I felt like they were just kind of part of a liberal sort of echo chamber where everybody just agrees with each other. But this new guy I really enjoyed. But anyway, he was talking about Science Mike was talking about Portland, and it came up in how Portland is so progressive. And what was the comment about Portland? It was like, oh yeah, people don't struggle with theology; they just don't care in Portland. That's just because they're just so above everybody. And when he said that, I thought, yeah, everybody in Portland thinks that they are just above everybody in the way they think. That's kind of like their cliche.
So everybody gets along because everybody's above everybody else.
And also, everybody in Portland just kind of agrees with each other. That it's just like there's no counter. You know what I mean? And that's why, as I was listening to that, I started to appreciate Albuquerque a little bit because every sort of voice has value. You know what I mean? Albuquerque tends to be sort of like left-leaning, like the way we vote, but we also have a very strong conservative voice too, and it's like...
We have a lot of edges of perspective, which is cool.
Yeah. And it's a good balance. Like, you don't want to have a place where everybody thinks the same.
Well, it's called diversity, and
right.
You want that. It's a good thing.
Which is ironic in Portland, too, because
everyone's so diverse, they agree.
Everybody's fighting for diversity, but everybody has the same voice, and they're so incredibly the same that it's kind of funny to me. I mean, I know that's like your city.
It's fine.
But everybody's like, oh, diversity, but like everybody's the same in Portland. I don't know. It's just kind of funny to me.
No, I get it. It's no.
But it is a magical place, nonetheless.
The dream of the
Portland.
The progressive everybody is alive in Portland.
I mean, Denver's kind of magical too. Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, like I was saying, I think that going up to Denver kind of gives me that feeling of Portland without having to go so far. It's like the same kind of feeling there. So it kind of curbs that like need of mine to go to Portland. Although I would like to see a beach sometime in my lifetime again. What?
Nothing. I'm just super immature.
Why don't you spell
right
it?
near the beach.
I knew that's what you were going to say. And I was like, why am I asking? I don't even know what he's going to say.
Yeah. So,
Happy Valentine's Day. I married a 5th grader. Yeah, I don't know. I've been so tired lately. I just feel so tired.
Yeah, our 1-year-old, so I think we just spoke too soon. We're like, every time we talk to somebody about how our kids sleep, like Luke,
stop.
Luke as an infant, he was an awful sleeper. I think he was our worst sleeper. He just did not sleep. Like, it was not his thing. Riley was a little bit better, but he still woke up every once in a while, and I remember holding him and giving him a bottle, and he would fall asleep. I'd put him down, he'd be good. Juliet was perfect as an infant, as far as I remember.
Like a newborn, she slept.
Yeah, she slept, like, all through the night. And everybody's like, what? She sleeps all through the night? I'm like, yeah, of course she does.
Yeah.
Now she's 1, and I don't know, it was like last week.
And last night.
But there was one night where it was particularly bad.
Yeah,
like she woke up and like she would not go to sleep. And I remember going to work the next day and I was like dead tired. Oh, that was Friday before we went to Denver.
Yes, it was. And I remember we were on the plane and I was like, I just want to sleep right now.
Yeah.
Like, we're excited to go out with friends, but really I just want to sleep.
Yeah, I was so tired. I mean, I barely got through the day because I was tired.
Yeah. Remember we slept in too and we woke up and I was like, what time is it?
Like... Well, even though we slept in, the next day I was even more tired because we went out and like we drank. Yeah. And that wasn't, I mean, anytime you drink, it's just like it sucks the energy out of you. And,
yeah.
I don't know. And Lindsay's sucking the energy.
Stop saying sucking the energy because now I just want to yawn.
You want to fall asleep?
I feel like it, but yeah, I'm excited too. We got a new bed. Speaking of sleeping and
moving on from Denver, that was a
snooze.
There's nothing else in Denver you liked?
I liked a lot of things in Denver. I just don't want to talk about it.
Beer?
They already think they're better than us. We don't need to talk about them more.
Yeah. Well, there was La Cumbre beer in Denver, which I thought was kind
don't
of cool.
think La Cumbre is that good.
Not you, but I do.
Well, good for you, la-di-da.
Yeah.
No, we got a new bed, which was a nice surprise. Like, a backlot movie studio donated a bunch of props, and they had this bed they were getting rid of. Mm-hmm. So I was like, I want that. So we brought it home, and it's like a futon bed, like not a futon like you sit on, like we're sitting on right now, but like a futon bed mattress. And I have been sleeping so well on that thing, and it just makes me want to go to bed constantly.
That's good. I'm glad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been good. I mean, besides the fact that I've been bashing my shin on it all the time because it's like this brass metal frame, and it's like low to the ground, and
maybe you shouldn't be such a freaking gargantuan.
I can't help that. That is out of my control. So, but it has been nice. Like, it's okay, really low to the ground bed. That's interesting.
Well, it's very Japanese.
Okay.
No, it is.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. That's fine.
You can Google it if you want to.
I don't want to Google anything.
Okay. Wow.
Actually, I am immersed fully in technology. Mm-hmm. We got a Google Home Mini. It's like the voice assistant. Everybody compares it to Alexa, but it's 1,000 times better.
Except for the fact that, like, you're going to soon replace me.
I would never replace you.
Oh, right.
With an Alexa.
I totally think you would.
My mom figured out how to use it.
That's impressive.
Yeah. I'll be listening to music at home, or not at home, at my work, right? Like grading papers, whatever, and all of a sudden I get this notification on my computer. It's like, music has stopped because you're listening to it at some other place. So I call my mom real quick. I was like, hey, Mom, you listening to music? She's like, yeah, this Google Home is kind of cool. I just say, okay, Google, play Toby Mac, and it plays. I'm like,
she's not supposed to use it for evil. Like,
So she's been, I mean, it's really cool. In fact, I think I might want to get her one because she takes care of our kids all the time, and, and appreciate her. But,
and she's your mom.
And she's my mom.
So that's always nice.
Yeah.
You should appreciate your parents more.
Yeah. But
I hope our kids are taking notes as they're listening to this.
Yeah.
In their 20s or whatever. Mm-hmm. If you guys are listening to this, kids, appreciate your parents.
Appreciate your folks.
Maybe take your mom out for a pedicure or a massage, like tomorrow.
Or whatever they're doing in the future.
Yeah. I mean, maybe it's a geriatric bonfire with all the other old people. Whatever we need to do.
A robot exfoliation.
Yes, please do that if that's what we're into. Maybe we don't even know what we're into because we've lost our damn minds. Who knows? Mm-hmm. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. So, I don't know. It's been an interesting week, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm just glad we're healthy, honestly. Like, we seriously battled, we battled all this nasty crud that's going around, and every time I turn around, someone else is like, oh, my kid's sick. Oh, I think I have the flu. And I'm like, please get away from me. I don't want to catch what you have. I'm so sick of being sick. Like, no more.
Yeah.
So.
I battled through it, back in December.
Yeah, I think we got it early, the first wave of whatever went around. Because, yeah, I feel like we kind of, whatever everybody's describing that they have now is sort of like what we already had. Mm-hmm. Which I guess I'm grateful that we got it over with, but I don't want it again. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm just I feel like this podcast is going downhill because I'm so freaking tired.
Do you want to scrap it?
No, I don't want to
throw it in the trash and go to bed.
No, I don't want to throw it in the trash. Maybe we make it a short one.
Well, I'm not going to publish it if it's a short one. It's 15 minutes.
We're seriously arguing over a podcast right now.
I'm not going to publish a 15-minute podcast.
Nobody listens. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Nobody cares.
Well, then we should just have a full-out marriage battle right now. Then.
Oh my gosh! You want me to bust out of this sweatshirt and all of a sudden turn into Godzilla and start pounding you, or what?
I was talking verbal, not
Oh, okay.
They don't want to hear your fists strike me. the non-people that are listening.
I had a pretty intense week at work. I'm just saying, so far. Oh my gosh, stop! He's trying to get me yawning, and it's destroying my will to yawn.
Do you need coffee?
No. No,
This was your idea, by the way. All right, I'm sorry. I'm getting a look right now. All right, so talk about your week.
It's just been a crazy week at work. Like, lots of crap going on, lots of weird situations, people unloading their personal problems over the phone to me, and I'm like, I really don't want to know that you're on meth, but since we're on the topic, I think we should get you some help.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. It's weird when you're, like, on the phone with a stranger and they're telling you about their crisis and you're like, okay. And they're, like, asking you for solutions and you're just like, I'm not your mom, dude. Like, I think you know what the answer is. Go to rehab. Like,
yeah.
I mean, I'm not sure what you're wanting. You want empathy? I can empathize with that.
Right.
But, like, nothing's going to change unless you detox and go to rehab. So,
yeah.
I mean, maybe you just need to hear it from a stranger. I have no idea. It's been an emotionally intense week.
Yeah.
On a lot of different levels. And then we had interviews all day, all afternoon. Yes.
I thought you were interviewing for people who wanted to get a job there.
We were.
Oh, you were interviewing clients?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, in the morning, I was doing intakes on the phone. So people were calling in and I was doing intake interviews on the phone all morning by myself. Then, in the afternoon, I was doing in-person interviews for hiring. Okay. So my brain is just, like, done. Like...
That makes sense.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. And, I don't know, we had some interesting applicants, and we put an offer out there today. So we are hiring somebody.
Cool. What are they going to be doing?
They're going to be answering the phones, so I don't have to.
Cool.
Yes, I'm so excited.
So they're going to be, like, 4 days a week or something?
It's, like, 20 hours a week, 10 hours a week.
Yeah.
That's like 10 hours a week.
Mm-hmm.
A couple hours on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Yeah.
So it's pretty easy stuff, but
they'll
be on the phones. That will free up my time to do other stuff.
Like be a parent?
Like be a parent. Like schedule people's charity moves with Two Men in a Truck. Shout out to Two Men in a Truck, by the way. No, they're amazing people, and they're awesome.
Those two guys and
there's
their
more
truck.
than two. I hate to spoil it for you.
No.
There's many men and many trucks.
Many men. We have many men and many trucks.
Yes, they do.
They should change the name. That's false advertisement.
Well, typically it's
many men and many
typically
trucks.
it's two men that come in a truck to help you with your one thing.
Okay.
It's a lot of math involved. It's very, very technical.
I should start a business called Many Men
and Lots of Trucks.
And Lots of Trucks.
No, but they're really nice. They do. If you have a 501c3, like a nonprofit status and an EIN number, they will take that and create a profile for you. And then they will do a charity move, and they'll do charity moves for free as many times as you need them to.
Yeah.
So technically, not that I would, but I could call them and say, hey, can you move all this stuff out of my house over here to this place? And can you do it for free? And they would.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool that they do that.
Mm-hmm.
It has helped me a lot.
That's good.
Yeah.
So, are you watching the Olympics?
Nope.
I don't know why I asked that question, because...
We live together, you would know the answer to that question. The answer is no.
You're not exactly like a sports fan. I guess there was some talk about Shaun White.
Mm-hmm. Snowboarder?
He's the snowboarder.
Yeah.
He won the gold medal for snowboarding.
He won?
He
won?
He and Juan.
He had Juan says the new Mexican.
He won a gold medal. Did I say it again? Won. He accomplished... I don't know.
He was the winner chicken dinner.
And as he was going around, I guess, with the flag, celebrating, because that's what people do when they win gold medals. They grab their nation's flag and, they celebrate with it. People were upset about how he handled the flag. And they were saying that he disrespected it, and...
He won a gold medal for your flipping country. Calm down.
Right. But people got really upset the way that he was handling the flag, like he needed to take an etiquette course in flag handling and all this other stuff.
That's a normal thing that everybody does all the time. Like, I'm sorry, I am so not a patriot. Like, it's so bad. I'm like, these people need to just calm down.
Yeah.
But seriously, I mean, he just like won a gold medal. I don't think he's like concerned about like his flag etiquette.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Are we forgetting that like freaking like North Korea got invited? Like, are we forgetting that part? Because I'm pretty sure that's not very patriotic either. Like,
They weren't invited, were they? Well, I guess the South Koreans, that they were holding these flags. That was like a unified Korea, and that's what they kind of want. And maybe I think that was kind of a nice thing.
I think that there is definitely an agenda there, and I think
From South Korea?
From North Korea.
Yeah.
And I definitely am waiting for the other shoe to drop. It's interesting tactics.
Well, but like the people in South Korea they want a unified Korea.
Well, of course they do, because some of their family members are in North Korea and they haven't seen them in
So
forever.
I thought that was nice.
Yeah, no, I mean, I get that it's a nice gesture. I'm just saying that I don't think that the motive is sincere on the North Korean side.
Oh, of course. They never have a sincere motive. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's kind of been on my radar on the Twitter land. What was the other thing? Oh, Jeremy Hohola, the reporter.
We talk about him way
from
too
New
much.
Mexico. We just talked about him on this one and on the last one, right?
I feel like this is breaching like stalker territory.
I don't know his address.
You're like his
heart.
His super fan.
It's in my book, but I don't
Maybe
know.
I tattooed it on my chest, but that's a different thing. Maybe I sneak into his house and write notes and lipstick on his mirror, whatever.
Yeah. He doesn't mind.
You guys want to know why we were in Denver?
Yeah, that's why. But he's
Palooza 2018.
Yes. Lindsay's cracking herself up right now. It's all good.
Okay.
So
I'm done now.
he used to be a New Mexico reporter. Now he's in Denver, and
you don't deserve him, Denver.
one of the things he reported on was this really cool thing that I stumbled upon like a couple years ago. Which
do you remember that website?
Stumble Upon?
Yeah,
I do actually.
Oh my gosh!
I used to have like the Internet Explorer
Stumble
extension where you just click the Stumble Upon and it brought you to a random website.
Does that still exist?
Probably. It's
I'm
probably
gonna find
an
out.
app right now.
Tell your story. I'm gonna find that.
So he reported on this thing that was happening in the 1930s where the governor of Colorado made, it was like martial law. Is martial law where just like the military is in control? I'm not.
Martial law is like where the civilians kind of take over. There is an app. Stumble Upon. Get the app.
Okay. Well,
Cool.
whatever it
Do
is,
it.
like the Coast Guard, I don't know what I'm trying to say.
The people with the guns.
They closed off the border between Colorado and New Mexico because the aliens, they didn't want the aliens coming in, especially like poor New Mexicans coming
Literally,
up to
they
Colorado.
use the words "poor New Mexicans."
Yeah,
which
poor
is
New
really
Mexicans
jacked
coming
up.
up to Colorado to take jobs of, Coloradoans.
Coloradans.
Coloradans.
I don't know. I just
So
made that up.
I don't know. It was an interesting story. You guys should Google it.
So, guys, there is a Stumble Upon app, just in case you were wondering. I totally thought this didn't exist anymore. It turns out I was wrong.
You were wrong.
I'm gonna stumble upon so many amazing things. So many.
You're gonna probably delete it really soon.
What is that even? Why?
It might be boring.
It's never boring. It's like learning something new every time I push that button.
Because the internet is so vast, we need Stumble Upon.
It's vast, and I want to explore every crevice, every little nook and cranny of the internet.
It is Valentine's Day.
You're disgusting.
Yeah.
Don't be a creep.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, connect with Google. Okay. We're connecting right now.
All right, cool. Keep connecting. Keep
I'm
connecting
working
with
on it.
Google. So I'm going to talk about technology if you keep connecting with Google.
I just am trying to download this app. Can you calm down? I'm not playing some stupid game where I'm a warrior in a castle and there's like a lady going, oh, like,
Is that
it
what you
sounds
like?
like she's a dying opera singer.
Is that what you're doing?
No, not at all.
I never knew that.
That's what you're doing because I hear it every damn day of my life.
So we're going to have some silence right now
Why?
on our podcast.
I can't remember my password.
That's okay. We'll remember it later. Anyways, moving on. Moving on.
I put the phone down.
Yeah. We are just rambling and rambling
Yeah.
about nothing.
The more I sit in this playroom, the more I look on the walls and I see
Nobody even knows where we are.
stamps.
We are at our house in a playroom.
No, but I see stamps where our kids have stamped the wall.
Not just our
to us.
kids, other people's kids
Oh, and
as
then
well.
Luke drew a nice little, I think that looks like a jail over there in pencil. And then stairs.
They're like cavemen. Drawing depictions of stuff on the wall.
They're not in jail. I could just get them some paper.
No, but it's like in their caveman genetics.
To draw on
it's
our
in their
walls?
DNA.
This is the room that they dwell in a lot of the time. So,
Is it?
yeah.
Yeah. I think we should probably just mention it because it's on everybody's mind, but it is Valentine's Day today, and there was a mass shooting in Florida, which is terrible. I remember. So I'm just gonna say really quickly my feelings about that when I got the news. I wasn't surprised.
No, I wasn't
I was
either,
like,
actually.
I was like, oh, it's another one.
You know, I was almost like, this is going to sound horrible probably. I was almost expecting some kind of tragedy today.
Huh.
Because it's like, that's the world we live in. And this, I'm going to sound so emo, but this would make sense. This would be like the perfect time for a tragedy. Like, do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's like, that's the way our world functions now.
Right.
And I'm sorry if that sounded like a really bad emo cover band. Like, this is the time for a tragedy. Like, I don't know. But it really, yeah, it wasn't surprising. In fact, it almost, I don't want to say it made sense. It didn't make sense. But, like, those things never make sense. But, like, it just figures. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But they're happening really frequently, so that we're kind of numb to it, I guess.
Yeah.
But I still go through Twitter and I'm like not searching, but I'm scrolling through Twitter. I want to see what people are saying. I'm trying to find details. I go to news sites. I'm looking at these things.
They said
and
like 19 people, I think.
something like that.
So
a lot. But yeah, it's just crazy that these sorts of things happen, and then you look at what people are saying and the information they're providing about these sort of things, and like it's an American thing. Like this is an American thing that's going on.
Well, it's interesting because I went to Luke's school the other day and he was late, and I had to go to the office to check him in. And I did notice that all of the outside doors, except for one, which was the main office door, were locked, which I think is a safety protocol, right? Like to lock all the doors leading in and out of the building except for one.
I'm not sure.
I think it's one of the precautions that you take now as a school.
Like all the time?
Yeah, because you can monitor who's coming in and out through the one door.
Yeah.
But if you're, you know what I mean? Like yeah, I don't know. So I noticed that. And then I was just thinking too, like about, you working at a high school and like, what would I do if I got the news that was at your work or, that something was happening at your school like that? That just scares me. And it's so commonplace. It's not like out of left field to think like that anymore.
Yeah. I mean, we do a lot of trainings and stuff about these sorts of things, that we have lockdown drills, and I don't know. It's on everybody's mind.
Yeah.
But what's interesting is our last lockdown drill, we went through the drill, right? And sorry, I was distracted for a second.
You went through the drill?
We went through the drill, and to throw us off, the principal pulled the fire alarm during the lockdown drill, because that's a real life situation, and that's what happened in Florida.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
They called a lockdown, and then one of the things I read was that the fire alarm was pulled, so people left, and that's kind of what happened. I mean, I think there's still details coming in. It's like a developing story, so I don't know like exactly how things went down, but it's just insane to me
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just insane. Like, I'm kind of numb to it, but at the same time, when you start reading details, you're like, man, these are like teenagers. These are like, it's just
Nobody,
crazy.
no child, no kid,
Yeah.
no teenager wakes up and thinks like it's going to be the last day that they're going to be alive.
Right.
Like teenagers have this, and that's maybe it's a fallible mentality, but it's like they feel invincible. They feel like they're, gonna live forever. That's why teenagers are risk takers. That's why they behave the way they do, because that part of their brain isn't even developed yet.
Right.
Like, and so I can't even imagine having my son or daughter wake up at 15, 16 years old, just another day at school, and then it's like it's not just another day. It's like the last day that they.
Yep.
I just can't even. I can't even, and that scares me.
Yeah. So I don't know. That was on my mind today.
I think it's on everybody's mind.
Everybody's mind, yeah. And who knows what'll happen next. I saw this thing on the internet where it was like the cycle in the United States, like mass shooting happens, we argue about it on Facebook and social media. Politicians offer their thoughts and prayers. We forget about it. Another mass shooting. And then
that was somebody's comment actually on Facebook today, which I thought was interesting. They were like, gear yourself up for thoughts and prayers because that's what's coming next.
Yeah.
And I was like, at first I was like, that's a callous comment. But then I was like, well, they're kind of right, though. Yeah. I mean, like, that's the process. That's the cycle that we go through every single time.
But, I mean, I don't know.
Well, do you remember when Columbine happened?
Yeah, I think I was a sophomore or maybe I was a junior.
Right. But do you remember the feelings that happened and the things that came up after that? It was like devastation. Like it was devastating.
Right.
It was like world ending, wrecked, like what's wrong with the world. And now, like, we aren't even, like, I don't want to say we're not shaken. We're definitely shaken. But like, when you come to expect these things versus being completely caught off guard and just horrified at them, like, there's something wrong with that.
Even just thinking, like it's almost a certain there will be another mass shooting in the United States before the end of the year.
Well, yeah, we've had how many? 18? No, is that right?
Yeah.
18?
There's been basically, they said...
This year?
Yeah, 18
and we're in
year.
February?
Right.
Like, that should bother people.
I think it does, but I think people are so tied to their beliefs. And we're so divided on the idea of guns and stuff that it's just stuck. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was at a summit today. It was
summit?
A summit, like a think tank kind of thing. And the topic was crime in Albuquerque, and it was a lot of people in the faith community that were there, and then a lot of people in social services community. And it was interesting because there's a guy there, he does some grants for United Way, and he's trying to work on some funding options and things for the initiative that we're trying to bring. But he was saying, the problem with so many of the initiatives that people come up with, and I'm talking about gun control in this case, right? And today we were talking about mental health and crime, but same thing, is that people do that. There's a cycle, something happens, somebody gets angry, there's a tragedy, there's a lot of talk back and forth. There's a lot of rhetoric, there's a lot of sentiments, there's a lot of thoughts and prayers. And then we all kind of retreat back into our little corners until the next thing happens. And when the next thing happens, we come out and have a conversation, and it goes back and back and back again. And he was like, I'm developing a system to where instead of just coming out of our corners and talking about these things because they're frustrating and they happen, it's like an action step, action plan for, okay, how do we actually implement the things we are talking about? And so he's trying to strategize, and it's with Purdue University. He's trying to strategize like what that looks like. When you come up with an initiative for change or for trying to fix something, what are actual reasonable steps that can make it happen versus people just going back and forth on this pendulum and talking about it and getting angry about it and spewing on social media, but not actually acting? Because a lot of people will talk on social media and they feel like their anger is equal to action. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But it's not.
Right. Like you can just express how angry are you, but it's not really doing much.
But you don't have any plan in place or any way of taking that anger and projecting it onto some kind of actual actionable change.
Excuse me.
Bless you.
Yeah. So good point. to him for realizing that, but is there a politician or is there a leader or is there somebody who could get that going?
But that's the point, is that he's coming up with like a micro step system to where that would be the next step. How do you draw those people in? How do you get those people to take initiative? What are the incentives for those people to move and act versus just to sit there and make promises they're not going to follow through on?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I mean, it's a nice thought, I guess.
It'll be cool to see where it goes.
Yeah. I'm a little bit, these days I'm a little bit cynical, I guess, about politicians and action and all that other stuff. But, I mean, local politicians are, I guess they can make moves. I'll go ahead.
Well, and I think too, the issue, I mean, we're talking about crime and mental health today at the thing. The thing with our topic was like, there's so many services in Albuquerque doing the same things. So wouldn't it make more sense to not sit there and duplicate the same things, but to work together or talk together about how you can solve the same issues collaboratively across the board, rather than just all going to your own little corner and being like, oh, look how we're solving a problem. Oh, no, but we're solving it over here, because that doesn't really help anybody. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
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 Like
I mean,
puzzle
that's
pieces.
just networking and communicating and.
But Albuquerque specific, and I'm talking New Mexico specific, I guess. This city has this attitude of territorialism, and it is really interesting.
What do you mean?
Social services, entities.
Oh, so like the nonprofits themselves are like.
Oh, that's ours. That's our project. We don't need your help. We don't want your help. Don't put your hands in our project.
That's weird.
It's very strange. It's actually, they were referencing a project in Portland that's more progressive today. You know, go figure. But they were saying, yeah, like in Portland, they realize the problem is poverty and homelessness and drugs. The whole city realizes this. All the social services realize this. They have an agenda and a community to work together to solve that problem. If there's a mental health issue, they send them to this one specific site. If they all kind of collaborate together. And New Mexico doesn't have that. So we're working on trying to figure out what that looks like.
Yeah, it's called the internet.
I think you're missing.
No, I mean, you can use the internet, you can use technology to communicate with each other.
I think you're missing what I'm trying to say.
Probably. So, you want to expound? No, I get what you're saying, though. Like, you have one nonprofit that is territorial. They want to do what they're doing, and they don't want anybody else to do it. They don't want anybody else kind of stepping on their toes, when they all should be collaborating and they all should be cooperating and communicating. And I'm saying, yeah, technology could be like a tool for that. I mean, it's really easy to communicate today.
Technology's not going to help somebody get off of meth.
No, but technology is going to help two different nonprofit organizations communicate with each other.
You know what's better than that?
What?
A face and a name in front of you.
Okay, sure. But I mean, I'm just saying, it's just like there are ways to like be all in one place at one time. Kind of like Nextdoor app for neighborhoods, where everybody's all communicating all at once, sharing ideas, sharing whatever. And
that's the point, though. You would need to implement some kind of reform to where all the agencies would have to use the same platform.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because right now, I mean, you can tell them to do that.
What do they do in Portland?
I don't know.
So they mentioned it, but they didn't tell you?
No, because we didn't have that much time.
Oh. Yeah. Well, there's problems to be solved, and I'm glad that there are organizations in our city that are working on that. So.
We are so different.
Who?
You and I.
Why?
Just, we are super different.
Why?
I don't know.
Why?
I'm tired. I'm really tired. No, we're just really different. We're passionate about different things, and that's okay.
What are you passionate about, and why are we different?
I don't want to hash this out on the podcast.
Oh, I'm just. You brought it up. So
no, we're just very different. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. That's a good thing.
Can be.
So, on speaking of social media, Lindsay's rolling her eyes. And local politicians.
I'm trying to figure out what world you live in, like the one in front of you or the one on the computer and like your phone.
No, I live on this world.
Okay.
I live on Earth. I guess who was it? It was a thrash metal band that was from back in the day. Oh, Anthrax. Anthrax is coming to town, and they stopped by the mayor's office this last Sunday, and took a picture with Mayor Tim Kelly. Keller. Who's Tim Kelly?
I don't know.
I've heard that before.
That's not who the mayor is.
Yeah. So Tim Keller, and he was like wearing a Metallica shirt with these like rockers, and he was like throwing up the rock symbol, throw up your rock sign. Who sung that? 1,000-Foot Crutch style. And it was, I don't know, it was like shared over and over. People were just really like impressed with the mayor and the fact that he listens to rock.
Celebrities, they're people too, just like us.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like that.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So, anyways, what are you listening to? Now that you're getting your mind off of being upset at me.
I'm not upset. I'm just tired. I literally, like, my brain is trying to like shut it down. I'm trying to stay awake. What am I listening to? Actually, you're gonna laugh at me. I've been listening to a lot of Childish Gambino lately. Like, no
That's
joke.
funny. I got that album once. I like not downloaded. I want to say downloaded it, but what is it called when you stream it? I added it to my library, and I was gonna stream it, and I listened to one song or whatever, and I didn't think it was bad, but you been listening to the whole thing?
Not the whole thing. No, I've been listening to just like a mix of different songs from different albums.
Oh, okay. Is that the one with the blue and like the face?
No, there's one album that he has called Because the Internet, and that's the one I've been listening to mostly, which is super good.
Pretty good?
Mm-hmm. It's definitely gangster. Definitely don't listen to it with the kids in the car, but on my own, I do turn that stuff up. Cool. Pretty loud. Very and nice. Then I bought Neil Young on vinyl yesterday, which I was pretty excited about. It was $1.
Where?
At the thrift store at St. Vincent de Paul.
Oh, okay.
How do you not buy Neil Young on vinyl for $1?
Exactly.
It was amazing. And it sounds good. And it's...
Yeah, that's a good album.
Yeah.
And it's an actual album.
Well, as I was thinking, I was like, like, I could just put this on Apple Music. And then I was like, but this is, like, vinyl and it's Neil Young. Like, why would I not? So.
Yeah. Yeah, you threw it on yesterday, right? Mm-hmm. It's a pretty good one.
Yeah.
Anything else you've been listening to?
Oh, just the usual podcasts and stuff.
Yeah? Your murder mystery podcasts?
Oh, all the time.
Yeah. I was listening to this album today. I'm showing Lindsay a picture of the Gang of Youths.
Yes. Love them.
That was good.
Aren't they good?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't really listened to it very much, but I put it on today. Since I've been running on the treadmill, I've been listening to like albums all the way through. Yesterday, I listened to City and Color. It's called If I Should Go Before You. And it's really good. I don't know what else to say about it. It's really like guitars are very, I don't know, like jazzy sort of, but rock loungy, I guess. And his voice is very smooth. I categorize it under the ear candy category.
The ear candy category.
It's kind of like what are they called? The emo band from late 90s on Tooth and Nail. I can't remember. Anyways, they're really good. It's just really, relaxing, sort of complex. I don't know. I like it. And I've also kind of been playing the Wombats a little bit. I don't know why.
I've noticed that about you, actually.
I don't know why. Sylvan Esso, is that how you say it?
I think so.
Sylvan Esso, just the self-titled, is fantastic. Fantastic.
Fantastico.
I was rolling a couple of old Blindside records the other day, self-titled.
Oh, I've also been listening to the Boxer Rebellion.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're pretty decent. I like them a lot. And Sufjan Stevens, but I've been listening to the music that he has on the soundtrack for. It's like a French film.
Mm-hmm.
It's about two gay lovers, so if that offends you, then don't, listen to it. But it's actually really good. It's a really good musical album. The movie is called Call Me by Your Name.
It's a soundtrack.
But Sufjan did most of the soundtrack, and it's phenomenal.
It's good.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, we got a podcast in.
Yeah, it's been a while.
It has been a while. Note to self: let's record a podcast when we're a little bit more awake.
That's your alarm telling you to go to sleep.
I know. That was my Apple Watch saying it's time for bed. It's time for me to watch YouTube videos until I fall asleep.
Right.
So yeah, it's time for bed, and I'm gonna drag this out as long as I can, I guess.
Sayonara. Happy Valentine's Day to you and your love.
Yeah.
Or if you're by yourself, happy Singles Day.
You all have a good day. Be happy.
Yeah, you don't need somebody to make you complete.
Yeah.
That's a lie.
Yeah.
We like you just the way you are.
I was telling my students that today.
Oh, really?
Because there was
Okay, Oprah,
Man, I was like motivational speaking like crazy today. I know we're about to wrap up, but so there was this, what the heck? Sorry, a picture popped up on our Google TV.
Your students.
Luke. So our students, like, so there was this like fundraiser for our school, and students could buy each other a rose, right? You could either buy it and put your name on it, or you could buy it anonymously. And the different color of roses meant different things. Like,
oh, like the beads.
I have no idea.
Okay, never mind.
But like
Never mind.
like a red rose meant I love you, like you're my bae, BAE.
That is the dumbest crap ever. Sorry, millennials.
Before anyone, after or before BAE, before anyone. I have no idea what it means, but it's like that's your
before everyone always.
BAE.
Oh.
I have no idea.
We're so old. We're so old.
So, red rose is like girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever. Pink rose was I like you. And most of the pink roses that were bought were like anonymous. And some kids were getting them. And a lot of the kids dressed up too. It was kind of funny. Like they dressed up. The girls dressed up. The boys dressed up. You could see like they were wearing their nice shirt. Lindsay's ignoring me and going on her phone. That's okay.
No, I'm looking to see what bae means because I need to know.
Yeah. So they kind of dressed up, and a lot of the kids were kind of moping around because they didn't get a rose, they didn't talk to anybody, whatever. But I told them
before anyone else.
Okay, whatever.
You're my before anyone else.
Yep.
Baby.
So I just emotionally bonded with them.
They didn't need
I related to the ones that didn't get a rose, or didn't have the guts to give a rose.
You're married.
But when I was in high school, I didn't. You probably got like 1,000 roses.
Whatever. I did not. Maybe. Well.
Anyway. Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, they also had this thing in Albuquerque where you could buy somebody a cholagram. So you could have the chola lady like read a message to your significant other.
That's kind of cool.
Next year, honey, I want a cholagram.
Awesome. Yeah. Next year, I want a Tomasita's stuffed sopapilla burrito-gram.
You've been talking about stuffed sopapillas for like days.
I know I have. I tweeted the other day my perfect day as far as meals are concerned. True, it's like, I don't know, 6,000 calories. But it would start off with a bacon breakfast burrito from Golden Pride. They're the best. Lunch would be Dion's pepperoni green chili. Dinner would be...
By the way, I did not get a
sopapilla.
card for Valentine's Day, but you had time to do this. Really?
Do you want to tell everybody else how awful I am?
I didn't say it was awful. I just think it's funny.
I didn't do this today. I did this like 3 days ago.
Uh-huh.
So, anyways. And plus, I wrote you messages and I sent you...
Those don't count. They're text messages.
And I sent you messages and those count. Are you kidding me?
My goodness.
When I
Happy
tell you
Day.
how special you are, like, and I take the time and like I tell you those things,
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
They don't count, people. Just saying. Let's end on a good note, though.
Yeah.
That was not a good note. We have to make it a good note.
I don't know. I'm not mad. I just think it's funny.
It's funny?
Yeah,
Okay.
kind of.
Okay. All right. Your brother's coming to town.
Yes, I know.
Shout out to RyanPFreeman.com.
Yeah.
Perhaps we'll see if he wants to get back on the podcast with us. Record a couple episodes, but
So we can all three of us can watch ourselves.
I was just kidding about the analytics.
That's fine. I don't care.
So
Seriously, it doesn't hurt my feelings. I don't do this for other people.
you just said that all sad like it really did hurt your
It
feelings.
didn't hurt my feelings. I'm fine.
So-
I don't need your validation.
Yeah.
I'm not crying at all.
So I don't know. Well, oops, that's awful.
You just
What?
you just said that was awful.
No, that the song wasn't awful. It's awful that I'm picking the wrong songs.
Oh, okay. I was like, that's Jeff's
No,
music.
Jeff music is awesome. I would never say that about Jeff's music.
I would hope not.
I love you, Jeff.
Happy Valentine's Day, Jeff. My husband loves you.
I do. Not as much as I love my wife, though.
I'm okay with it.
All right, guys. You have a great evening. Feel better. Maybe I'm telling myself this. Feel better.
Get some sleep.
Darn it. Feel better. You're special. You're a special man. With a mustache and a beard. Take care of yourself. Be healthy. Be well. Be well, my friends.
Shut up.
We'll talk to you guys next time.